Story time. This is about my spiritual journey. This is actually a continuation of the series, my first experience with the spirit, but that quickly turned into my spiritual journey. So here we are. So where I left off in part 3, I had just gone and seen an astrologer, and they had validated all of these things I had been sensing about myself most of my life. And that astrologer introduced me into somebody who does past life regression. I really felt called towards getting a past life regression, but I was so afraid of it. It took me 3 months to actually book an appointment. And when I finally went for the first session, it lasted about 3 hours and it was super intense. This isn't past life regression like most people think of. What most people think of past life regression is actually past life tourism. This was something way, way deeper. It's actually a therapeutic regression style designed by Jungian analyst Roger Wolger. It's rooted in somatic and expressive therapies with hints of shamanic principles. So anyway, in that first session, I had the breakthrough that I needed. My spiritual journey was kicked into full force. I hit the ground running and I was trying to devour everything that I could about all esoteric and spiritual teachings. And I continued to work with my regressionist, and that really was helpful because the more lives that I experienced, the more stuff that I was starting to remember. I experienced lives on other planets. I experienced myself as a medicine man, as an astrologer, as a little boy that talked to spirits and that was killed for it. All kinds of stuff began to actualize in this current life that was triggered from my regressions. It was like this grand remembering. I was completely hooked. I was learning so much about myself through past life regression. I remember the therapist saying something that really stuck with me. She had told me that I wasn't like most of her clients, that I was like this explorer of consciousness. And as soon as she said that, I got full body shivers. I knew what I was here to do. So anyway, as my sessions progressed, I was actually invited to train to learn how to become a regressionist because of my enthusiasm and interest in regression work. It turns out that my regression therapist was the chief US trainer for the regression modality that she was using on me. I took her up on it and began my 4-year training program later on that year. Out of time again. Do you want a part 5?